Stress sucks, and I want to show you how to get rid of it immediately. Contrary to popular opinion, stress is not caused by the endurance of stressful situations. Rather, it's caused by too many open cycles at any one time. What's an open cycle, you say? Glad you asked. All of us have open cycles in our lives, and these cycles are anything that requires our attention that has a start, a change, and a stop. So the way to think about that is relationships are open cycles. There's a start, a change, and a stop. Even relationships with lifelong friends or your spouse, they will end at some time due to our own mortality. But it's not just relationships that are open cycles. Open cycles are any task. It could be something like answering an email, watching this video, anything that we have to do. That is an open cycle. One of the ways I explain this to my clients is I tell them to think about it like this. Imagine that every single task, every open cycle in your life is on a single sheet of paper. No matter how big it is, if it's answering a text message, one piece of paper. If it's, I have to figure out the final expense plans for my parents, that's a big deal. It's still on a single page. Now imagine that every single one of those single pages makes up a book. The question I ask you now is, how thick is your book? Here's a book. It's a very thin book, not very many pages. Someone who has a very thin book of open cycles is probably not stressed out. On the other hand, the thicker the book, like if you have a thick book like this, like all your open cycles are filling a book this thick, every single open cycle on a single page, the thicker the book, the more stress you feel. So the question now is, how do you deal with that? What difference does it make, Jason? Yes, stress is caused by too much crap going on in my life at any one time. How do I deal with it? I teach something called an open cycles inventory. And what you do with that is you first list every open cycle. Get a whiteboard or a piece of paper and list every open cycle in your life. This is probably going to take a minute. Once all those open cycles are listed, divide your list into 3 sections. The first section are open cycles, things that you can close right now. You don't need any help with it. You can get these closed today. The second part of that list is going to be open cycles that it's going to take a little planning and forethought to close. You can't do it today, but you could probably get these closed within the next couple of weeks. Then there's the third section of your list. That's the one we're going to have to work on. These are things that are going to take outside forces or a lot of work for you to close. For example, if there's a big debt that you owe, or there's some project that you've got to plan for and it's in 3 months from now, you're not going to get that done right now. That goes in the third section of the list. Now that you have 3 sections, start closing open cycles. You're going to get a big boost in dopamine. You're going to feel great. Everything's going to come into focus, and stress is going to melt away as soon as you start doing this open cycles inventory. I promise. Now, a little bonus tip here is that you can give yourself permission to temporarily close some open cycles that you can't attack. Right now, there may be some stuff that you can't get to. Give yourself temporary permission to close those open cycles for a short period of time. You'll get back to it later. And the final bonus tip is that successful entrepreneurs, successful people just like you, they do this open cycles inventory on a regular basis. Stress sucks. It sucks the energy out of everything we've got going on. If you will follow the thing that I just told you today in this open cycles inventory, you will feel less stressed. I'm the real Jason Duncan. I'll see you next time. Make sure to hit that follow button. Talk to you later.